Nah. Nah. Meh. 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 Okay, that concludes the mic check. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Just getting into everything now. Getting the chat open and everything. Hello, Les. Hello, Code. Hello, Espresso. Hello, Speedy. See, you got all my luck. Yeah. I'm unfortunately, I don't know exactly how many pulls it took. I'm fairly certain it was around 30 because I did 3 10 pulls. I managed to do 3 10 pulls anyway because I had enough of the leftover stuff and I spent quite a bit. You know, in terms of random, but I think it was either 30 or it was under 30. It was something like that, and oh, I was quite lucky. I had to finish reading it myself before next stream, but only got to the second cutscene yet reading one. Oh, okay. Yeah, what time is it? It is 31. Okay, decent time. Need to wait for... Well, I don't necessarily need to wait for Discord to thingy, but that's what I've noticed. I'm not getting updates when people are posting in the Arknights channel on my Discord, and I don't know why. It's not muted. I don't understand why it's not telling me when people are posting, because I'm missing messages. It's annoying me. I'll have to have a look at that. But anyway, there we go. We are now live, according to Discord. So, we are continuing with the Blacksteel event. What actually is the name of the Blacksteel event? I always call it Blacksteel event. There we go. Come Catastrophes and Wakes of Vultures. Yeah, there it was. So we did decently. I'm assuming there's 8 chapters, 8 stages, like most of them. It's usually 8 to 10, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, it's starting to go up in difficulty, and it's starting to go up in sanity as well, surprisingly. Because so far it's been 9 for almost all of them. Name of the event, the bank always wins. Yeah. The man who wasn't there. Tricks. Double indemnity. In a lonely place. These are references. I swear, that's a reference to something. That's a title. I mean, obviously it's a title, it's a stage title, but I mean, like, that's a... I don't know, a film or a song title? I swear every single one of these... I swear, well, Tricks is just Tricks, I mean, that could be anything, but I swear, like, Double Indemnity, I've heard that before. In a Lonely Place, I mean, that could just be anything, but I swear, like, some of these titles just sound so familiar. I read most of the event and damn, I'm so sure that I will get violent on this. Oh god. Just come with an anger doll or something. No, I keep it all to myself. Well, no I don't. I explode on camera in front of everyone, but you know. Anyway, you should always try to raise your spirits even when eating. You should always try where did I get even from? You should always try to raise your spirits when eating, even if it's a little difficult. Okay. Let's have a look at this then. It's nice of the game to give me a little arrow telling me where the enemies are going to go. Just a little arrow. Anyway, all in all... I know I could put someone there to attack the thing and have it go faster, but you just know there's going to be a caster or a ranged unit coming out of there, and there is nowhere to put a healer. So I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to play defensively for the most part. And that's pretty much it, really. That will just go whenever it wants to go. I do need to put a caster onto my team, though. I had that mistake before. Oh, I've already got one on there. Never mind. Ignore me, then. Oh, I was going to get rid of her, though. Back to regular... There we go.
Great. I'm good at supporting assaults.
Heat waves were so far 100% useless except boss stages. Hasn't that happened before, where you don't really bother with the mechanic until it came to the boss stage, and then suddenly it was actually useful to have the mechanic? Can't quite remember what it was. Okay, let's have a look at what I've got. 2 tanks, 2 guards, 3 guards, 2... I was about to say 2 chives, and I was about to say 2 couriers. That's neither of those is right. 2 vanguards, there we go. 2 ranged, 1 caster, 2 medics. Yeah, pretty much I'm good. Kind of lone trail. Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Yeah, I remember that now. I didn't really use the mechanic too much, except for when it was convenient. I think it was only in the EX stages that I started to really care about using the mechanic. And that was only because the mechanic was good at doing massive amounts of damage. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much all I've got here. So I'm gonna roll with this. I mean, it's pretty strong. Sweep. I feel weird saying this, but if the heating's still chugging along and the stove's lit too, why does it feel so cold? The bank's not up to something again, are they? I hung them up all night, and my socks still ain't dry. What's that noise? How many times do I have to tell you to shave, Woody? Every time you take a sip of water, you spill droplets all over the table. What are you on about? I ain't had a drink since I came in. And where did all these water stains come from? Suddenly, muesli appears. I don't know, that was the only thing I could think of. Your diner's just getting old and rickety, just like my brain these days. Like, am I remembering this wrong, or has there always been a huge water stain over there? The pipes! The water pipes ruptured. Oh my god, no way my rundown old floorboards can handle this much water damage. Go and turn off the valve, then look for something to catch the water leaking in. I'll take care of things upstairs. Hello, still. My poor waist. I can barely even stand up straight. How are things looking up there, Woody? I suggest you grab a chair and sit down before I tell you. You ain't as spry as you used to be. Spare me the theatrics and just lay it on me. I've seen it all by now. It's flooded up to my knees, and all the furniture's ruined. What about my clothes in the wardrobe? Are they okay? Your favourite colour's red, right? I hope this is good news. Perfect. The water from the pipe's all rust-coloured, so I'm guessing all your clothes will be too. Hello, Red. So, what the hell are you doing up there all this time? Grabbing all this. Oh, I almost forgot about this box. Where'd you find it? Where else? In the wardrobe. Not like you have anywhere else to hide stuff. I also grabbed a few things off your nightstand, not nightshade. That's a completely different thing. At least there's no water inside. And now, let's take a look. Here's the insurance policy. Should cover today's damages. Also the deeds to the land, the house, and my passbook. why are you still holding on to that? You know you'll never touch none of that money. Would you throw it away if you were me? See, you get what I'm talking about, don't you? What he saved up all these years wasn't just the money, it was his conviction too. Sentimental old fool. We're all old fools here, Woody. Compared to the fickle future, the pieces of the past we've built up over the years hit that much closer to home. There's you. Look, it's a novel that was sitting on the nightstand too. Ain't been opened for the longest time. The same old cliched story about a rich girl and some farmer. Why you gotta be so grumpy? Ain't got nothing nice to say? I've got plenty. Like, good luck at the bank tomorrow. Wow. You should thank your lucky stars I've mellowed with age. So, what about you? Any plans for tomorrow? Hope the stream ain't demonetized from the word BS in the title. No. So far it seems fine. I mean, I can't tell until after the stream's finished, but vidIQ didn't flag it as a possibly bad word. Normally they tell you if there's a controversial word in your title or description, and so far it seems okay. Though I'm fairly certain I swore within the first minute or two, so it's probably going to get demonetized regardless. I'm going to bring Jessica along to have a talk with someone. A talk? Yep, just your normal talk. Yeah, sure. And now we're in a dank basement, so I'm going to assume it's not. Boorish brute. I'm sorry, what about these two looks even remotely brutish? They look like they'll keel over and die if you get their makeup wrong. Put the gun down, yeah? If you've got something to say, old man, I'm listening. Ah, nice chat. What are you so scared of? If you ask me, I'm gentle as they come. So, you want to chat? Let's chat. You and the bandits out there have been meeting up in secret these last few days. How about you share what you talked about? But let go of me, old man. I said... You spineless wimp. Give him a good kick, Jessica. Okay. Wrong imagery, Karma. Wrong imagery. Wrong imagery. That is not the imagery you were expecting. What are you doing? Wiping your shoes on my pants? Forget it, Jessica. How's your aim? Not too bad, I think. Perfect. Can you thread a bullet right between his ears? Ah! Sorry, sir. My hand is still a bit shaky. But it's not like I hit you with that last one, so you can stop screaming. I think I know what you're imagining too. Oh no. It's fine. You'll get it after a few tries. Alright. I love this idea that it's like, hey Jessica, can you kick him? And she's just like, quite wimpy and all that. Then you just say, oh, hey, can you almost shoot this guy? You know, like, nearly kill him. Yeah, sure. No problem there. Like, you just gotta get the right interest. It was what? It was because they've been short on manpower these days. So they're trying to recruit us. I figured, seeing how none of us on the plate can repay our debts anyway, might as well give some folks a chance to dig themselves out. You're talking about converting people to a life of banditry. It's not like I forced them or anything. They were ready to jump ship before I even finished talking. Come on. Like I said, what are you fellas so afraid of? Just tell me the truth. Says the man waving a gun in my face. What if we say something that pisses you off? Where are those bandits hiding now? How would I know? They're all so damn slippery. That's enough, Jessica. Just let us go already, old man. You can take anything you want from this room, please. I still hate that they made the bog standard enemy kind of look cute. Color me surprised. These punks actually have some pretty nice stuff. Even got some bottles of beer and champagne in the corner. Did we seriously just let them walk away scot-free? The Man Who Wasn't There is a 2001 neo-noir crime film written, directed, and produced by Johnny. Oh! So perhaps there is something there, because Double Indemnity does sound very, very familiar. I'm not sure if anyone can look that one up. I feel like that was a movie or a book, but still. Beer and champagne, doesn't that sound familiar? Oh, it most certainly does. I feel like this was the payment the bank gave them. All I care about is finding these missing people. If these punks want to leave the place, that's their call. I ain't gonna judge them for it. No, you don't use that mix of words. I know grammatically it makes sense, but if you're going to talk like this, you don't use grammatical sense. It's I ain't gonna judge. You don't need to say I'm ain't, even though that would technically be correct. Because ain't is already I'm not, in a sense. You know, you say no I ain't. You don't need to say I'm ain't. That's too much. But I think Double Indemnity is a 1944 American crime film noir directed by... Right, there we go. We have our theme. They're all American noirs, I'm assuming. Well, I'm assuming American because film noir, so... Want something to drink? I think I'll pass. Mellow, full-bodied fragrance of hops. And a refreshing aftertaste. Where the hell did they get such quality booze? Uh-oh. I'm not sure it's appropriate to bring a glass of spirits into a bank, but I'm not going to blame you. Speaking of drink, got a glass ready? Yes, I have Coca-Cola on one side, and I have Cava on the other side. Admittedly, neither of them are particularly good for quenching thirst, but that's just how I roll. Speaking of, thanks for the reminder. My sincerest apologies, Helena, ma'am. After a preliminary review and discussion, we cannot accept your compensation application. The damage to the water pipes in your instant photos is clearly man-made. Typical insurance. Typical insurance. Find any... Well, I mean, I suppose it could technically be man-made, but still, like... Even if it wasn't man-made, they would say some excuse. I just realised she didn't just bring a glass. She's got the whole Jack Daniels. That looks like a Jack Daniels logo. Man-made? Wait, you mean someone's messing with us again? Considering your restaurant's revenue and liabilities, we have ample reason to believe that you deliberately damaged your own water system to crack... Yeah, there it is. To cash out on the insurance plan. There it is. You think this is insurance fraud? No, ma'am. We're simply saying it's a reasonable conclusion to make. As long as you can provide professional proof that eliminates the possibility, we'll be able to move on to your claims process. This actually happens, by the way. How the hell am I supposed to find a judge or a lawyer in this damn plate? It's been ages since they all left. It sounds like they were the smart ones. My apologies, but we're simply following procedure. If that's all, I'd like to assist your next customer. There's a long line behind you. Thought throughout this event was like, do it, people. There are no police and government left, do it. Actually, yeah, that's kind of the thing. There is actually no enforcement here. The bank is using bandits, which could probably get their money better elsewhere, and Blacksteel, who, frankly, would probably rather do anything to stick it to the bank at this point anyway. Why are people not just, you know, storming the bank and breaking the place? Like, this place has already gone beyond the point in which anarchy would normally happen. It's like it's anarchy without the anarchy. It is kind of strange now that I think about it. Like, what's stopping these people from just doing whatever they want? Like, why? What reason would they have to... You know, what are they scared of? Okay, they're in debt. What are they going to do about it? This is like being in another country when you owe debt to a country that you're not living in. Who's going to give a shit? No one's going to stop you. They're not going to extradite you for it. All young ones left join the bandits. Yeah, but even then, what's the old people, you know? Yeah, they're old people, middle-aged people, people like her. But it's still like... And? Just Molotov the building. It's probably a bit early in the stream for me to be promoting violence, but still, just Molotov the building. Like, they ain't got police. Maybe they've got their own private guard, I would assume they do, it's a bank. But like, we've passed the point in which this city is anarchy. Oh, risk of stumbling onto catastrophe probably since the bank is able to legally get help by getting supplies. That's probably the main thing they're dangling over them, that they can still get stuff from elsewhere, but it's like, I don't know. And also considering that the government of Colombia sort of abandoned them, like it was established right from the beginning that they weren't going to send help, which is the reason why they had to get a private contractor to do it. Then, withdraw the money from this passbook. This passbook. Yes, this jogs my memory. You've already applied several times before, but can you prove that you came by this source of income legally? He sent me this passbook along with a letter, but by the time I arrived in Daviston, he already passed away. All his neighbours can attest to that. Do you really expect that to hold up, legally speaking? Just give me back my stuff, I'm leaving. All your belongings are right here. Remember to take them with you, ma'am. Also, may I offer you a little reminder? What is it? Based on the photos you provided, we can only guarantee one thing. The flooding in your restaurant has significantly reduced its value, meaning it is no longer enough to offset your existing debts. If you don't want to enter the compulsory liquidation process, I recommend you consider the following... I've heard enough. Just keep your trap shut, bastard. Helena? Looks like she didn't notice us. Why are there so many people here today? What's the bank up to? This is a collection notice I received earlier this morning. It says that I'm insolvent and will be declared bankrupt soon. But I've been making my payments. Ma'am, we've been extending your loan term so far, but we're no longer able to grant you leniency. The good news is that after liquidating your existing assets, your remaining balance will be only 2,000 gold certificates, which I'm sure you will have no trouble procuring. Please, can you extend it just another 2 months? No, 1 month is enough. Unfortunately, no. We can't push it back even a single day. The bank is closing up shop. They're closing up shop, aren't they? This is what you do when you want to bug out but still get all the money you can. If you're unable to make your payment, we'll have no choice but to begin the compulsory process. All your property will be confiscated, and you'll have to leave Daviston within the time allotted, while continuing to pay your debt of roughly 10,000 certs. Of course, failure to do so will result in criminal liability. But I can't afford that. Whether it's 2 or 10,000, please, I beg you, just 1 more month's grace. If you truly have no other options, then please take a look at this. Pioneer. Damn it, I was halfway through saying the word pioneer and I just knew that was where they were going. The Pioneer Plan. If you apply now, you'll be able to enjoy a certain amount of loan forgiveness. I like that, a certain amount. But I'm already so old. Even if I went out to the frontier, what could I possibly do? Hello, Knight. Also, I can't quite remember if there are Americans in the chat at the moment, but if so, because I don't learn American history beyond, you know, slave trade and Native Americans, was it, like, the pioneer stuff that you have in Arknights, is it similar to the real world, like, I guess what they did then, pioneers moving to the west, is it? Because they started in the east of America? I can't remember. But, like, that sort of thing. Like, was there this sort of, like, forced... Because I always remember it being, like, something that was offered. Like, people signed up to go on these trails and set up settlements, but were there like forced ones where if you had to repay debt you'd do this instead? Or is this inspired by something different? I mean, poverty drove people to do it, but it was not really forced. Pioneers during the Wild West were building train tracks until they reached the East Coast, you know? You know what? There might be a good history to look into. Are you in any position to worry about that? Will you continue to carry your debt at the risk of criminal liability and lose the roof over your head? Or would you rather shed some of your debt and start a new life on the new frontier? On the frontier, rather. Do you really need to hear my opinion? I'll sign it. Excellent. Please, head to your right. My colleagues there will help you get signed up. Next customer. What the hell is this? I hate, or just in general, I hate, but still, I hate that she always appears with that fucking smirk on her face. It almost annoys me as much as the woman in Avatar: The Last Airbender, you know, the "There's no war in Ba Sing Se," like the one that was always just happy, and you know for a fact that she knows it's all bullshit. Tom hasn't read Dorothy's Vision, right? I think I've read for the most part, but I don't think I read up to the end. I know what happened in it because I did research on it before playing Lone Trail. I made sure to know the story, but I didn't read through the whole thing. Anyway, if you two are here to discuss business, please get in line. Oh, if it isn't Miss Liscam and Miss Franca, how are you doing? Have you finished looking over the list? You've got some explaining to do. Why are you forcing people out into the Barrens? By signing the agreement, they can shed a lot of their existing debt and start over without that weight on their backs. Isn't that the best possible outcome? And what about the list? How are any of these people supposed to be bandits? They're just a bunch of destitute old folks who don't want to be run out of their homes. Once they go bankrupt, their houses no longer belong to them, but rather to us, the creditors. What else would you call it when someone takes advantage of the lack of police to squat on someone else's property? Is that not a crime? So your so-called law and order is just driving out poor people who can't pay up? Well, there's nothing so-called about it. That is law and order, Miss Franca. Insurance fraud? They're declaring you bankrupt? That's why I didn't want to talk about it. I feel like I'm gonna pop a blood vessel. If the bank is purposely depreciating the value of the diner, how much are they slashing it by? I've been going back and forth with them for a while now, but it seems they're settling at 50,000 certs. If it's only 50,000, I can lend you the rest. Just like you secretly lent money to Leon. Sylvia told you? It's been eating her up inside, so she told me this morning. Don't worry though, I can keep a secret. If you want to lend me money, of course I'd accept it. But who knows how long it'll take to pay it back, if ever. I don't mind, even if you never pay it back. No, stop it. Don't say things like that. I'll definitely find a way to return her a favour someday. As well, it's funny you should mention that. There's a company that we do business with called Rhode Island. You know, I love that they talk about the gold certs and stuff, because when they say only 50,000, meanwhile I struggle to get to 100 gold certs in the shop. Here, when the bank comes to collect, give them this check. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? It ain't like you're the one borrowing money. They're called distinctions. Yeah, true. I'm fairly certain they're not the same thing. I just always equate gold certificates to that, even though they're probably not. And I think it is because I forget that they're distinctions, not certificates, but I think it's because, isn't it called the cert shop or something like that, or am I thinking of a different game? I might be thinking of a different game, but I always refer to it as a cert shop. So I then see green certs yellow certs, red certs, and now blue certs. That's how I always remember it. So when they refer to it as gold certs, I always just, you know, end up equating it to that, even though it's not actually the case. By the way, not sure someone mentioned before, I did the math and Helena is actually 51. Oh, blimey. Hello, I'm here. I can't hear you at the moment as I'm in break room. Oh, okay. Oops. Can someone say I said hello, cat, and, you know, that I'm glad he's here, and have a good lift back? We as a community call it Cert Shop. Right, that's probably where I got it from. Don't forget purple certs from the reruns. See, I very rarely have a rerun in which I do it. Because so far I think I've only had one rerun that's like full-on rerun that I had actually done before. So I've only just started getting purple certs and I forget half the time. Anyway. Oh yeah, would he smash or pass? No. I mean, he's cool and all. A little bit out of my age range. Anyway, by the way, one other thing. Leon was too embarrassed to tell you himself, but he wanted me to pass this on. It says, thank you, Knight. He found out about the money? You silly girl, I told you. Your secret's safe with me. Why would I tell him? He just wants to treat you to a meal. Seems like bandits ain't the only thing Woodrow's been tracking. He's got a good catch for foul beasts. Miles and Benny'll be there too. Which one was Miles? Shit. Oh, okay then. You don't sound too happy about it. That's because, actually, I saw a lot of people outside the bank on the way here. They were signing agreements and to head out to the frontier. I asked around, and it seems that it's a way of shedding some of their debt. The thing that annoys me about this is, it's not even shedding all the debt. Like, that's probably not the point. Like, that's probably the least of what I should be annoyed about it. But it's the fact that you do all this and you still owe money anyway. Like, huh? And I'm sure the bank gets money out of this as well. They probably, because the banks aren't the ones that do the pioneering thing. The pioneering thing is part of the government, isn't it? Or part of a different project. So they probably get money for commissions. Like, the more people they send out to the front, the more of the cashback they probably get, or the more tax reduction they probably get. Like, anyway. But why do they have to abandon everything and risk their lives to start over in a place with nothing, just for a little bit of debt relief? Can they even survive that ordeal? Was that like cutting up vegetables or something? No, corporations are definitely funding pioneers, remember Mama John's. Oh, right, yeah. But I mean, there has to be some government side of it too, because obviously, you know, you have to establish the settlements and stuff. And last but not least, the main course, garlic crusted fowl beast with roast potatoes. Roast taters. Sorry, I had to say taters at least once. It's not. It can't be me playing a game set in America without me saying taters. Anyway, well, that smells amazing. I'll have this piece. Put it down, Woody. That's for Jessica. You heard her. She's the star of tonight's feast. It's no big deal. I just saw what was going on in Daveston and felt that I couldn't sit back and watch. As for the food, I'm fine with whatever, really. I even had some biscuits earlier, so I'm not that hungry. See? She's fine with it. Bruh. No means no. Benny, this one's for you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. So, where did I get so from? Where is so in that sentence? There's not even an S in that sentence. I mean, it means the same thing anyway, but still. Pioneers IRL were actually quite a private venture. The government generally encouraged people to do it on their own dime and gave them a lot of rights and little regulation to expand itself. But then I assume once they actually made the settlement, though, at some point it would had to have gone under some regulation. I know the Wild West was wild, and I know it sort of governed themselves. I get that bit. I'm just wondering at what point do they, I guess, I don't know, officiate it? Like, link everything? Probably when I guess when they did Rail, maybe. Wait, damn it, I didn't mean to click off so soon, but I just saw her go, hey! She literally did the :D face. Very slowly over decades, if not over 100 years. You know what? Yeah, fair. I can see that now. What's so funny? Nothing. It just occurred to me how different you seem compared to when we first met. Yeah, it's been like that for ages. When he first strolled into town, he immediately pissed off pretty much everyone in the mines. We all thought that this grumpy, sharp-tongued asshole was here to cause trouble. And what happened after that? Then he met Helena. Oh, sorry. That was stupid of me. There's an argument to be made to going to a place with no civilization and leave once society gets established. You see, they never actually did it law enforcement, so still done on local level, for example. Yeah. It really should be thanking her. If it weren't for her warmth and willingness to put in a few good words for him with those unlikable fellas. But chat a bit today and you'll find common ground tomorrow. In the end, she discovered his more charming side and showed it off to the others. There was even a song going around at the time, probably written by one of her admirers. Still remember how it goes, Miles? Oh yeah, I almost forgot, right. There was that song. I think it's coming back to me. Give us the intro, let's sing it together. I swear, if they pull out another song reference like they did in Lone Trail, I would probably die. Anyway, it gave you jerks permission to sing in my restaurant. I wandered here all alone, not a penny to my name. My hometown far behind me, miles and miles away. The barrens stretch before me, as far as I can see. And who's waiting at the end? Who indeed but she? She spread her arms, spread her heart. Showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. What an absolute simp. I came to Louisiana with a banjo on my knee. Is this song about Helena? Who else? If you ask me, the her it mentions might not be a specific person, but rather a broader idea. What sort of idea? Maybe this she is a home filled with everyone's dreams. Davidstown itself. Hey, that makes sense. Think about it. The second verse, she talks about her body, right? Now that's the energy. That's the energy tower. Her hair, the white smoke coming from it, and burning heart must be the plant's furnace. And in that section, you fellas just sang about her with her arms and her embrace. Ain't that just like those two long railroad tracks embracing everyone here? So many pioneers carved out this piece of land bit by bit. With the tools in their hands, it'd become the place they'd started their families and businesses in. And after that, even more youngsters arrived with their dreams and aspirations, following the footsteps of the previous generation and pitching in their youth and passion. She, and only she, is worthy of everyone's admiration. I knew it! I knew it! It all makes sense now. Anyhow, no way in hell anybody's pinning all their hopes and dreams on my body. Oh? Interesting cut to a character that didn't need to, technically. Let us all remember that Bon Jovi canonically exists on Terra. Yes, that's right. Wasn't there a song mentioned there? Or did they actually mention the... No, there was a song, wasn't it? It was a song reference as well. The engineer has nothing more to say. His eyelids droop and his head tilts back slightly. The restaurant owner's words whisking him back to the past. Yeah, that's right. It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. Do you think she is right that the city is meant, or Helena is just coping because she doesn't like the attention to her body? I mean, if I were to assume that this song is like the classic sort of American folk song, like, you know, literally the one you can expect to hear with like a banjo and stuff like that, I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's referring to the land, because there's quite a lot of American songs that do that. I mean, there's a lot of songs throughout the entire world that do that, but I think in terms of English-speaking songs, it's a lot more common, made common anyway, because of American movies and such. But it seems like that sort of, it definitely played like that. I can definitely see that link. I mean, of course, yeah, it could still be someone simping for her. But it's also not surprising for a song to have both meanings. And again, especially those folk songs, because sometimes you equate a land to a person. But they said that the workers created that song. Yeah. That still works, because I guess, again, you're making music and stuff like that either while you're working or during breaks and stuff like that, so it could still be simpler like that. And who would simp for if not that? He remembers the soot-stained faces of his co-workers when they went home after a long shift. He remembers how his neighbours would greet him in the morning when he left for work. He remembers the cool and refreshing beer foam escaping from the rim of his glass, and the warmth on his cheeks from the children's kisses. His thoughts are wild and turbulent, but they fill his heart with warmth and comfort. Just like the song he is humming right now, completely tuneless, yet moving nevertheless. Why am I getting red flags? Something's itching in the back of my head and I don't like it. And who's waiting at the end? Who indeed but she? She spread her arms, spread her heart, showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. The others in the room stop what they're doing and make no other sounds. Only the engineer's voice is allowed to fill the entire restaurant. After a while, the boiler worker's coarse voice joins the song, and the restaurant owner begins to hum along softly. Even Woodrow, whose attention has been seized by the food on his plate, cannot help but tap his fingers against his knees to the beat. Only Jessica feels gripped by an inexplicable unease. As if there is a dark shadow in her heart that will not go away. Oh yeah! I completely forgot we hadn't done this yet. I thought that was the second cutscene. How long has it been? We're literally an hour in. We're nearly an hour in, so it's not literally an hour in.
Everyone, there's no need for you all to stand so far from me. My toxicant is ready.
Okay.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you guys.
Awaiting you. Are you hallucinating?
Well, so far those ranged enemies have been absolutely useless. I'm glad I made the assumption that there would be a ranged enemy there. Wait.
Doctor, lead the flag.
I recognize your running animation. I recognize your running animation.
I'll do my best. Awaiting my toxins will slowly burn your life away. I'm so tense. The distance. There!
There we go. That was 2 minutes. The cutscene ended at 50 minutes, and that was 52 and 50 seconds. Right at the end, you realise what they were. Just as they were getting towards the guard, I knew that I recognised the animation. Those were those Splinter Cell looking ass enemies that walk through everything. And now another 50 minutes guard. Race, there we go, thank you. Spread her arms, spread her heart, showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. I still remember when you fellas got together to sing that, back in the day. Your voices lit up the entire room. Felt like your singing cleared up the winter fog that year. Always the same song as just now, ma'am? Hardly. They knew all sorts of songs. The miners came from all over, bringing so many songs in so many languages. Ah yes, the bring me your poor, needy, puddled masses, whatever it was, I'm assuming. Does Woodrow also know how to sing? He ain't much of a talker. Whenever we all get together, he just stuffs his face like now. Elena, when are you going to crack open the bottle of champagne I brought back? Shoot, I really am getting old, huh? I nearly forgot. About Miles, he Don't worry about him. Said he wanted to take a stroll, so he did. Just pop the cork and pour him a glass. We can toast when he comes back. Alright, without further ado. No. That cork did not shoot out of the bottle. Did you hear that sound? It did not shoot out of the bottle. That was if you open up a cork from like a still wine, like white wine or red wine. That was a little punk. The only thing that's shooting out with that sound effect is like a grenade launcher from Modern Warfare 2. The cork shoots out with a pop. Golden wine and silver silver foam, even, splashing out at the same time. The sweet aroma spreads across the room. And wondrous befuddlement sparkles in the eyes of everyone at the table. Here, Jessica. You're the star tonight, so the first glass is for you. Thank you. Next up is you, Woody. Thanks for helping her talk some sense into that stubborn old burden beast. Don't mention it. This one's for Miles. This one's for me, and last and definitely least is you, Leon. For killing us with worry all the time. Okay, I deserved that. Yeah, you kinda do. To be perfectly honest, I actually... If you got something to say, better wait for Miles. You ain't gonna leave him out like that, are you? Yeah, makes sense. Music stopped. I mean, I know it says that it went quiet, but I don't like it when the music stops in this game. The music stopping in this game is about as much of a trigger to me now as hearing the sword shing sound. Like, you just know something's gonna happen now. The table that had already been... Where's the already? Where's already in this sentence? The table that had been lively all evening falls quiet, and the spilled champagne seeps silently into dark, unseen places. Past bowls and plates. Excuse me. What is it, Benny? Past cups and saucers. Actually, there's something I wanted to announce to everyone. Don't tell me you did what I think you're doing. If you've done what I think you've done... I was wondering why you're so quiet today, but I guess you had something brewing, waiting to snatch the spotlight from your dad at the dinner table. Benny, why don't you wait for Miles, too? Past empty wine bottles. Oh, I think he's done what I think he's done. No, I think now's the best time. Until it flows over the table's edge and seeps into the floor. Snap. I'm leaving. Guess he finally got sick of us noisy old farts. Can you wait for Miles to get back, so we can share one last drink before we say goodbye? No, I meant I'm leaving Daviston. Look at this kid, getting drunk without touching a drop of champagne. No, I'm perfectly sober. It's something I've been meaning to get off my chest, but I never got the chance, so I'm saying it now. What's wrong? Why does everyone look like it just started raining? Miles, Benny just said that he wants to leave Davidson. What? How long you been thinking about this, boy? About a year or so? Last month, Miss Lena from next door came over and said that her daughter in Ironforge City managed to find a caravan willing to come through here. She said she was planning to go with it to follow her daughter. She asked if I wanted to come. She thought I'd... She thought it'd be a waste of my talents to stay no matter how much I learn here. I wouldn't have a place to use any of it. She told me she didn't want me to become the next Sylvia. What about your living expenses, tuition? Where are you gonna live? Don't worry, there are plenty of boarding schools in Ironforge City willing to provide scholarships, so I can study there. Benny, why wait so long to discuss this with us? It's a big decision, you know. Oh, you know that better than that. You know better than that. I'm sorry, Miles. He ain't asking for our input. Just letting us know the decision he's made. Have you thought this through? Weighed the pros and cons? Who knows? This place might perk up once it gets moving again. You can always decide then. I don't want to wait that long. The only reason you're all willing to stay put and pray things get better is because you remember the good old days. But I don't. This place has been a dump for as long as I can remember. My adoptive father worked so hard for this place, throwing away everything else without hesitation. My brother took his place as a pillar of the family. Oh, sounds like there's a delivery outside. And wanted to join a mercenary group when he came of age, to earn money to send back home. But a few years later, those people sent his belongings back, with no explanation in the attached letter except a few lines saying they're sorry. I wonder which mercenary group. Probably not Blacksteel. I imagine they would have had a bit more pomp and circumstance than that. There should have been another path for him then, just like there should be one for me now. Am I wrong? So, when are you leaving? Tomorrow. I know I shouldn't have waited so long to tell you, but if I don't say it now, I'll never get another chance. I am a million times grateful that the decision he was making isn't what I thought he was doing. I thought he was becoming a pioneer. I was dead ass thinking that he made some sort of agreement before, you know, everything got sorted out with the father, and that he still had to go by it. I'm actually okay with this. I mean, this is quite solemn, but I mean, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that, well, if he can, if he's got the opportunity, then I think it's absolutely a good thing for him to go. This ain't a place for kids. This ain't a place for young people in general. That being said, I mean, it is quite a big thing for someone that young to be doing, but still. You kind of got to do what you got to do. The boy glances across the table at his father, mustering the courage to look him in the eyes. He desperately hopes to see anger and resentment. That would make him feel a little less guilty, a little less conflicted. But his father simply hangs his head and remains silent, completely at a loss for words. Leon. It's fine. It'll be alright. It's not a bad idea. You should leave. You deserve it. Helena gives Leon a few pats on the shoulder, but he simply continues to mechanically repeat a few words of approval, prompting her to shake him a bit harder. It's fine, Helena. I'll be alright. This is how it should be. Then, I wish you a safe journey. Take care of yourself, kid. You know, I'm conflicted. I want to be happy for this kid, but at the same time, I'm somewhat concerned now. What is this flashback? Why is this flashback? Okay. Why is it so damn cold here? I picked up some wood we can burn. Feel any better yet? Judging from how you're curled into a ball, I'm guessing you've never been through anything like this. How could your folks think you'd make it as a mercenary? Well, there it is. Huh? You decided on it yourself? Why? Did you get in a fight with your family? Oh. There are people you want to protect, and problems you want to solve, huh? Sounds pretty ambitious if you ask me. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest. Most people you see out here in these ruins on the battlefield were pushed here by circumstances. By circumstance, rather. Myself included. Driven by poverty, by injustice, by darkness and violence, we often pick our weapons and rashly open fire. Without worry about what we're aiming at. Right up until we finally step in a puddle of mud and look down at our footprints. Only to realise that what we just stepped in was a river of blood. When that happens, I'm sure there's some noble ideal that can keep you from collapsing in defeat. Too bad I never found out what it was. I was only in it for the money. My family owes a lot of money. And my little brother, well, is damn smart. If he'd been born rich, he'd be at the top of his class. But if he stays back home, the only future he's got is as a debt collector. Can we at least see what the older brother looks like? I'm just curious. I just kind of want to see what the older brother looks like. Also, fuck you, Apollo. I'm sick of your shit. There's like a million other mercenary groups in this bloody game. Anyway. I don't think that counts as being in it only for the money. You're doing it for your family. That's noble too. Who can say? But for now, at least. We're doing it just to survive. The attack's about to begin. Man. Stop drinking already, Leon. Can I sleep in the diner for tonight? If you want. Poor fella. Let's look at him. It's just like 7 years ago. Well, you guys gonna talk about Carl now? Don't mind me. No need to tiptoe around it. I mean, I also understand there is also that circumstance there. It's a little bit different, not only having your kid go, and potentially probably too young in your opinion, but also considering the last time someone you cared for left, they didn't come back. Yeah. That's probably something I should have considered when I was saying how conflicted I was over the tone of this. This is already the second time. Twice now, so why are you avoiding me? You think I can't handle it? Thank you for bringing me here, Jessica. You can head back now. I still don't feel very good about this. I don't think your boss would be happy with how you're always fretting over us. I just Can't bear to stand on the sidelines when there's something I can do. Still, you helped my dad keep the house, so thanks again. But the reason he finally sold his shares was because of you. I know. He had to give up what was most precious to him just to keep a roof over my head, but with me gone, he'll finally be free to do whatever he really wants. In that sense, a house was never the obstacle. It was me and my brother. Do you remember my brother? You're talking about Carl? I've heard you and Helena mention him before. Yeah, we know him as Carl, but over at Blacksteel he went by a code name, Blackplate. Blackplate? It's water under the bridge, Leon. Why dredge it up now? No point in trying to stop him, Miles. Just let him talk. He never brought it up, so we didn't say nothing. But now that he wants to look back, it's our job to let him. I suppose. I didn't ask for these thoughts. But in the dead of night, do I really have any control over what pops into my head? The more I dwelled on it, the more painful it was. The more painful it was, the less it made sense, but Benny figured that out a long time ago. He was right. Every step Carl took was never really his own choice. Because I was too stubborn, too arrogant. I ended up running everything dry. Our money, our lives, our choices. When I was little, there was a miner who'd always complain how nothing was easy anymore when you're middle-aged. You run out of energy and can only focus on a few things at a time. So you gotta be smart. You gotta keep your eyes on what really matters. Stop being greedy. But when it was my turn to grow old, I just refused to accept it. I grabbed the wrong end of the rope and held on for dear life. Told myself I was a brave warrior fighting the good fight against fate itself. And what do I have to show for it? Fought my way into a mountain of debt, fought for Davison on its last legs, fought for my eldest to die on a battlefield. My second son saw right through me. So why wouldn't he run the hell away? Now, we all know how much the mind means to you. Then tell me how much, because I haven't a damn clue at this point. All I know is that I should have held onto those little hands back then. The hands of my children. I was a damn fool. How could I not see the writing on the walls when I heard that complaint? There we go. I should have etched those words into my mind. I'm just going to look through something. Eh. Either mistake on Yostar or HG end, or different war in Chernobog. Or maybe not in Chernobog, they could just be reusing background for insert cold place here. My dad might be an old fool with the memory of a sieve, but I'm not. I recognised you the moment I saw you. The emblem on your uniform and your gear. It's the exact same I saw in the bag with Carl's personal effects. He was your brother. I never realised. Did he ever tell you his real name? Or did you simply forget all about him? Ooh. Eek. Angry face. I remember him. I didn't work with him for very long, but how could I forget? You actually worked with Carl? No. I think Hypogriff or Yostar or whoever was translating got it wrong. I mean, it would be way too much of a coincidence if there was a second conflict in Chernobog years beforehand. And the only other thing I could think of is, wasn't there a point in which the nobility tried to put Chernobog under its control? But I was always under the impression that it was purely political. So I don't think there was anything like that. BSW had teams in Chernobog before. Doctor was awakened by Amia. Yeah. Not in 7 years before, though. Or, well, maybe, but that would be a pure coincidence. I don't know. We'll see. In Chernobog, we were left together to scout out the strength of the enemies hidden in the ruins. Yeah, no, that's not 7 years ago. Ruins. I was there when he was injured. I was so flustered at the time. My mind went completely blank. You were there when he died. Yes, I was. But you still didn't know his real name. Actually, the time I spent with him was very short. My guess is that it happened after RA left, since calling it Ruins. Yeah, like at this point, it would be way too much of a coincidence for a different conflict in Chernobog that left Ruins. Like, it would just be way too much of a confusing coincidence. They might as well have just used a different location. So, it being a reference to that, I'm assuming it was during... There you go. Actually, I was so scared back then, and I barely remember a thing. Actually, mercenaries always keep a few secrets close to their hearts that they don't readily disclose to others. Actually, there is no actually at all. Jessica knows this very well. Sorry. It's alright. That wasn't the point I was trying to make. What I wanted to know is, have you ever seen a silver ring inlaid with diamonds? Oh? It belongs to his biological mother, and he always carries it with him. But it wasn't in the bag sent back by your company. His biological mother? Oh, so they're not... I could have swore they were both the same parents. I don't know. If you watched him die, then surely you know what happened to it. Were you the one who took it? If so, give me back my brother's things. No, I have no idea. I've never seen him with a ring like that. Maybe it got lost. How could How could Carl possibly lose that ring? No, he has every right to accuse. It is, at the end of the day, a mercenary company. Doesn't matter what feelings it may be for Jessica, it's still I mean, regardless of whether it's warranted or not, it's someone's brother. And if something's important, then it's important regardless. Finally done with the last one. Let's take a look. Oh, number 120. With just a few strokes of a pen, 120 people have been sent to the frontier. Well, you better keep that pen moving or you'll be next. Sylvia, mind getting the lights? I'm going to lie down for a sec. "120 people. Sylvia's stress and anxiety makes her habitually reach up to fumble around her collar. As soon as she feels the familiar ring atop her chest, she hastily gives it a squeeze. Familiar ring? No. Huh. Well, I'll be. The ring's unyielding texture digs into her palm, yet gradually calms her down as well. Man, that's sad. Just like that embrace 7 years ago. It was so tight she couldn't breathe, yet it eventually placated her surging tears. Carl, what should I do? What else is there for me to do? Since you don't know where it is, head back, Jessica. Thanks for sending me off. Honestly, I'm grateful that you convinced Dad to choose the house. Now, even if I decide to leave, he won't be left with nothing. At the end of the day, those shares did nothing but make him feel a bit better. Not a damn thing. If he ultimately wasn't able to keep the house, would you still have chosen to leave? I don't know. I don't want to be an obstinate fool, but I don't want to be an ingrate either. Alright, this is goodbye for real, Jessica. Why are you still following me? What could you hope to accomplish? What can you even do at this point? I'm not sure myself. All I know is, I don't think you should leave like this. Please, go back already, I'm begging you. You're holding a golden nail in your hand. It's extremely valuable, but please don't use it to repair paper houses. Well, that was poetic as shit. In the end, no matter how hard you work at it, all you'll be left with are a few extra holes. Paper that thin will crumble under its weight anyway. Go back to where you belong, the house swathed in silver and gold. Find a place where you can drive that nail in. That's where it truly belongs. So please, just stop following me, alright? Jessica still needs to realise she can't quite give everyone a happy ending they need. Or at the very least, that she needs to let them find it themselves. Has Benny gone back yet? Yes, Woodrow. I knew it was going to be him. I saw him home. Then why ain't you heading back too? Won't be able to fall asleep even if I do. I wanted a little bit of time to myself. What the hell did that rat say to you? Just something. very reasonable. It reminded me of... Oh? It reminded me of a few things. A few things I should have already known. Woodrow is the most cowboy who ever cowboyed. I wish I could do him justice. Well, she could follow your initial suggestion and blow up the bank instead. You know what? Yes. That would be useful. Though admittedly, the business side of me just immediately cringed at thinking of that, because that means there's no one to pay the company. But it's the thought that counts, right? Ever since I was little, helping others was like grabbing a little yellow toy, foul beast, in a crystal clear bathtub. It's a bit weird for a bathtub to be... Anyway, all I had to do was extend my hand and I'd be able to prevent the tub from spilling over. But that's because the faucet built with the wealth and authority bestowed to me only dispense the warmest, clearest water. That's why everything around me always looks so pristine. But as soon as I stepped out from that bathtub, from my family circle, I came face to face with reality. Reality is a murky quagmire. When you reach in, you have no idea what you'll pull out, or what you'll touch. There's no reason for you to agonize over this. To be blunt, nothing you did meant a damn thing to Benny's final decision. I watched that kid grow up. He's been full of good ideas since he was little. Great ideas. He really takes after someone I once knew. I think we know who you mean. When the sorts of things out of his head and... Oh, when he sorts things out in his head and makes up his mind, he'll set off in a straight line and never look back. He'll clear a path forward, but no way back. Sounds like an extremely determined person, almost irrationally so. Hardly. He was the most rational person I know, the source of all our problems, as well as solutions. Can only be found on the road ahead of us. I'm a bit jealous of people like that. Being that perceptive at a young age must save you a lot of unnecessary detours. Don't ever envy people don't ever envy people for that, Jessica. Why do you say that? Because they'll end up bald, not a single strand of hair. Thanks for the reassurance. Hey Jessica, you still haven't given the item that you need to give to him.
A little, didn't I?
We're also an hour and a half in now, and I've done one stage. Ah, that's unfortunate. I was just like, oh hey, it took an hour and a half to do this stage. Comes in a non-stage node. It's like it heard me and said, oh, were you not happy with how long it took to do that stage? Here you go. Any plans for tomorrow? God, no. At the moment, I'm going to be hanging out with Pat. This is going to have to wait a bit. I was hoping that I would finish the 4 stages, but Exeter today also, yes, I saw that. Anyway, sudden impact. Go on, make your day even more exciting. That just definitely sounds like Woodrow saying it sarcastically, to be honest. Two weeks later. Hey, teacher's pet. We've been waiting here for nearly a whole day already. You saw the news that the messenger brought us from HQ, didn't you? They said the ETA is tomorrow afternoon. And also that we needed to spend the day before preparing everything needed for the connection. Daviston connectors are working fine to start with. Laura got it all up and running in half a day. And now we're just standing around with our thumbs up our butts. Why not just say ass? We've used that word multiple times. If you're cold, you're free to use the tent we set up. Warm yourself by the fire. What if I'm not cold? What if I'm afraid? Of what? I don't know. I just really can't tell how this whole thing will go down. Liscom brings her communicator to her ear, looking slightly impatient. It's not receiving any signal. This proves that Fort Barron, known to Blacksteel's operators as the land ship, has yet to enter transmission range. Not going to warm yourself up a little longer, Jessica? I'll pass. It's almost dark. I'll feel cold regardless. You shouldn't worry too much. I mean, yeah, I'm real mad about the bank too, but the landship's almost here. The boss isn't about to let those banker bastards make a fool of us. Boss? Which boss? Mr. Cliff, of course. Who else? It's hard to say. I mean, in the end, he's a businessman. Jessica silently looks in the direction of the platform. Instinctively, she reaches into her pouch and rubs the bullet inside. Look, over there. Is that a fire? Where? Right on the plate, close to the mining district. Maybe they started a fire by accident while heating themselves up. Hold on. No. There's not just one. What is this? Jessica? Team Blacksteel, ship estimated to arrive in... Acknowledged. What do you mean acknowledged? You didn't hear half of the sentence. Jessica, let everyone know... Captain, there are multiple distinct fires on the plate. I don't know what's going on, but I have to go check. Why now of all times? But we've already got a signal from the land ship. Fort Barron shouldn't be far. Jessica! Jessica! Where are you going? Captain, what do we do? Let her go. We'll continue the connection mission. They all are wearing skirts in a winter area and then complain about the cold. You know what? Thank you for mentioning that, because... Yeah? Where is their winter gear? They complained about this last time. In fact, I'm fairly certain at the very beginning they specifically mentioned that they didn't have winter gear. And I'm just like, why? Anyway, what the fuck's going on with this place? What's for all the ruckus in this hour? Where's that noise coming from? Someone's pounding the plant? Woodrow grabs his firearm from under his pillow and listens closely to the commotion downstairs. Hurry up and get down there, Woody. Someone's broke in. Blech, feels awful. If I'd known, I wouldn't have drank so much. I'm so tired. Maybe I'll just lie down here. That way I'll freeze to death on the street by tomorrow for sure. What's that noise? What's going on? What the hell is this? Run! These people just barged in and started smashing and looting. Who are they? Huh. So it's you, Gramps. You're the one from the snowfield. I'm a pretty lucky guy, Gramps. Shh, don't make a fuss. You'll attract others. You were real lucky too, getting away from me. But I wonder how long that luck will last. Run, you can't take him on. So you're here too, old-timer. Good, saves us trouble for looking for you. What's going on, Elena? I figured you've knocked them all out by the time I got downstairs. They've gotten more reckless. They've already gone nuts. Hey now, no whispering. If you've got something nice to say, you can share it with the class. You ignorant brat. You ignorant brat. Those bullets must be real pricey, yeah? So expensive. You didn't even have all 6 rounds loaded. What are you getting at? Makes sense. There ain't a whole lot of materials you can use on this plate. I mean, if it weren't for that, how come you've been packing that piece every day for all these years, and I ain't never heard about nobody getting shot? My friends, these 2 bastards are well past their expiration date. Put them out of their misery, then help yourselves to whatever you find. What? What are you people doing? Out of the way, boozehound. Who gave you the right to make trouble here? Ugh. Here, let me treat you to another bottle. Now get some sleep. Nice one. Died as he lived, with a drink in his face. That's about everything there is to grab. Head to the next shop. Are you okay, Leon? Let me help you up. Okay, so okay. Oh, Jesus. Ugh, those brats can be so cruel. Your face is all bloody. Just to clarify, Benny did leave last night, right? He's not stuck in the middle of all this. I'm okay, just a little dizzy. They sure quickly assumed he was dead. To be fair, I quickly assumed he was dead too. Maybe they're just as aware of the game they're in that... 2 weeks later, yes, thank you, I'm an idiot. I forgot about that bit. Yeah. How can I smash this place up? It wasn't just to display windows. Forget the windows, they cleaned out the whole store. What the hell is going on then tonight? What's your time here, Gramps? Quit it with the hide and seek. You're here, aren't you? What a pain. This place is so cluttered, no room to move at all. Get out of here! Get out here already, you old bastard. Bastards, really, I should say. They're American. Surprised you could dodge that with your leg. I guess I couldn't give you enough credit. Guess I didn't, rather. Let's see how long you're lucky to hold out. Ugh. Yeah, got you. Honestly, you're lucky to die in this stinking place. Suits you just perfectly. Just a little more. Hang in there, old bones. It'll work. It'll definitely work. Now I can finally say goodbye to you, old fart. Please, like, turn on those things, the gimmicks that we've been using, and just blast them with heat. Not so fast. A steam pipe. It's over for you, punks. What's this? Steam? Oh, I was hoping that he was blasting it directly onto their face, because that would have been perfect. They deserve that. Oh, nope, they did. There we go. It burns. You're right, though. This stinking place is my home. Though, of course, it's a great fit for me. Phew. No one makes trouble in my house. Ugh. You asked for this. Yeah, no sympathy whatsoever. You're right, it's not fully loaded. And it took quite a bit of trouble to get these... to get these to fire in my gun. Please tell me you didn't resize the bullets. That is not appropriate. Whatever. Here's a saying, so they probably have a natural ability to do so. I can finally hear the stream, and the first thing I hear is Karma talking about blasting over someone's face. Steam, cat. Steam. Very painful. Which is why I ain't wasting any on you. It's not worth it. The old man holsters his gun and removes his cufflinks. He then rolls back his sleeves to reveal his arms. Really, Woody? At your age? When was the last time you saw me use my whip? Man says a whip? When you sold those stock beasts to the caravan for supplies, outside the plate, so 3 or 4 years ago? Right. Only 3 or 4 years ago. And now he went full Indiana Jones, yep. Also, chat, stop being horny. I'll take care of their leaders, you can take care of the rest. Sure thing, leave it to me. Make it quick, there's still time before dawn. Maybe we can catch some beauty sleep. Too bad there ain't any trees around to hang you from. Damn, you really went south for a moment there, Woodrow. But calm down there, mate. No, we ain't doing no liching around here, no sir. I could try it from the roof though. What's wrong? You got us surrounded, but none of you have the balls to lead the charge? Just don't get too cocky, you old bastard. This show's just getting started. What's the word on the street? What's going on tonight? These are all the bandages I have left. It's not enough to wrap your head, but press them against the wound. Help stop the blood. I'm fine. Just tell me what you know. At first, I heard some things in the east side of the plate. You know, where the thugs gathered. Where the thugs gather, rather. They say that lots of folks in this town think that since we ain't ever gonna pay the banks back, they might as well. Might as well what? Might as well rob everyone, then flee to the frontier for a fresh start. Yeah, that's exactly what was mentioned before in chat, how it wasn't uncommon for people to head out to the frontier in America to avoid civilization. And then leave once civilization catches up. You saw it. It's like they all went crazy. They're beating people up, smashing up stores, stealing everything. Wait, Leon. Look. That's the direction you go home. Damn it! You look familiar. Were you in Casimier's Victoria Ursus? I want to say he was one of the people in Casimier's, and I want to say he was a storekeeper in, No, he wasn't. I was thinking of the storekeeper in, Lithanian, but I don't think, no, that was someone else. No, Casimier's. I'm fairly certain it's Casimier's. Manager, I heard the situation outside is pretty bad. Calm down, Sylvia. We're all safer here inside the bank. Are you, though? They're a despicable bunch beyond redemption. But before us and only us, they're perfect gentlemen. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 If you're afraid, get some sleep. By the time you wake up, you'll never see them again. What do you mean? Has no one told you? Our business partners will be here soon. Before you know it, those men will be useless to us. Which is why they suggested they'd leave town with some souvenirs. We had no reason not to go along with it. Ah, so yes, she did indeed hire them before. All we have to do is wait patiently, like we've done so many times, hold tight, and everything will be as it should be. Manager, I just got a transmission from Blacksteel. Their land ship is arriving sooner than expected. Not only are they here, they're here sooner than we thought. But it's all the same to us. Ah, but we already know that you hired. Looks like you didn't learn your lesson. Shit. Every damn time it's either a lesson or a warning. You ever going to fight for real? Oh, he did actually shoot. My hand! If you're that eager to eat a bullet, I can oblige. Left foot or left hand? Pick one. You have no idea. You can chase us off today, but there's more we can... but there's more where we came from. Not one of you is ever going to get away. I'd worry about myself first if I were you. Oh, that's got to be Fort Baron. What's that noise? I mean, it sounded like a ship horn, so... Fire! Help! Ma'am, is Leon still inside? I don't know. When I came out, the house was already on fire. Please, make way, ma'am. What are you doing, girl? You can't go inside. The fire's too strong. You won't make it back out. Ma'am, please let go of me. Oh, where did I get... I need to stop assuming what a sentence is going to say before I say it. Like, it helps me sometimes, but it really doesn't in this case. Ma'am, please go find more people to help fight the fire. I'll go inside to look for Leon. Who is he to you anyway? Why put your life on the line to save him? An acquaintance. Now please, let me go. That's it? Not even a friend? Don't do this! Jessica, why are you here? What are you doing? Leon? You weren't inside. Bish, you were about to run into a fire for no one. I saw it, Jessica, I saw it. Leon, she said she was going to run into the fire looking for you. I thought you... Don't cry, my girl. I'm doing just fine. But your house... It doesn't matter. It's okay. I can sleep over at Helena's. Good thing no one else lives here. I had nothing but empty walls to look at anyway. It was suffocating. Suffocating. Yes. It was suffocating. It's not so bad it got burnt down. Now, There's nothing to dwell on anymore. Yep, that's a ship horn. That is Fort Baron. What's that noise? What do I do? What do I do? What do you do? I told you, it's burnt down. Let it stay that way. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? No, what do you mean, what do I do? What's wrong? Why do you look familiar? Tilla, I see you're going in and out of Mr. Cliff's office. Did Liscom's squad screw this up? No, there's an emergency situation on the plate, but they've completed their mission. The land ship will connect to Daviston very soon. Got it. All those debtors will know better than to hang around once we're there, so watch what you say. Sorry, my bad. But what did the boss say about it? Don't tell me he had a change of heart just because people are making trouble. Everyone is to proceed according to plan. All right. Well, that ain't good. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh, that's it stopping. Okay. At last, looks like we're almost there. Or slowing down, perhaps. First, there was a strange gust causing everyone's hair to flutter. Next, there was a rumble they felt beneath their feet. Firstly, Jesus, there was a loud boom in the sky hundreds of yards away. Yeah, if I had to say, I'd say probably Kuranda. It was like something out of fucking War of the Worlds with the tripods and suddenly just blare out the horn. Probably just as scary if you're a bandit at the moment. Breaking through the dense fog of the winter night, Fort Baron has finally arrived after its 2-week journey. Everyone is gathered on the streets or standing by the windows, watching it intently. Whether they welcome it or reject it, it arrives. Whether this has been a nightmare or a pleasant dream, they are all jolted awake. I feel like both would be equal size, because maybe Rhode Island might be a bit bigger, just because it's... I feel like they do more in terms of, like... You know, it's a permanent residence, so you'll probably need more space. Whereas Fort Baron could potentially be more like a ship, but then it's referred to as Fort Baron, so I'm going to assume it's a place that you would actually actively live in permanently as well if you're working the job. So they're probably equal size or very close. Woodrow weighs the gun in his hand. He's not very pleased at being interrupted. He looks away from the vessel in the distance to find that the man on the ground has scurried away, leaving only a long bloody trail. Should have shot his foot when I had the chance. God damn it. I definitely want to see a ship-to-ship battle in Arknights. I know it's probably not really doable considering the way that cutscenes are done, and it would take a lot of descriptions if you were to do it as a story, as writing. But like, you know, I think it'd be really cool. I just really want to see how some of these things work. Anyway, Shadow of a doubt. Communication will always involve misunderstandings, and life will always move in unwanted directions. Well, yeah, but I mean, a single battleship moving and then suddenly exploding is not quite what I mean. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Alright, 2 points. One choke point. Yeah, one choke point. One choke point. One... Ooh. Yeah, medic, sniper... Shadow of Doubt is a 1943 American psychological thriller film noir directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Okay, interesting. So yes, they're definitely doing film noirs then.
Teammate 同士でもみんなの前に出ない方がいい？わかった。ドクターの言う通りにするよ。
Two people died during the unrest. 4 are seriously wounded, a dozen more have lighter injuries. 13 shops and homes were looted, and small fires broke out in parts of Main Street. Fortunately, our squads managed to quickly bring the situation under control. Currently, we have mercenary teams stationed in the plate's most important facilities and main roads to maintain public security and order. Should I stop my report? Let's pause here for now. Then, if you excuse me, I'll come back once you're done with your call. No need, you can listen in. Oh, apologies for calling this late, Mr. Cliff. Oh, bank president. Okay, so it's not even a woman, it's someone else. We've put the reserve funds in storage, and I'd like to thank everyone for escorting them all this way. No need to thank us for fulfilling our contract. Also, I'd rather discuss what comes next to the towing in person. When will you be free? Tomorrow at noon? Sure. I'll have my secretary arrange it. I'd also like to ask another question, if you don't mind. Go ahead. I'm wondering, how do you plan to handle the townsfolk who participated in last night's unrest? We've detained the ones we caught on the land ship for the time being. And we're currently tracking down the rest. Those thugs were already giving us a headache. They're in dire straits financially, and now they've turned to robbing others. You sound pretty familiar with them. Yes, they're all old acquaintances on the bank's debtor list. Mind if we take a look at that? Of course not. If you're going to look into the matter, you should start with these people. Thanks for bringing him over. Yeah, thanks for bringing him over last night, Jessica. Is Leon alright? Benny's gone, and then his house. The only thing he had left. And down in that fire, he didn't say anything. Fell asleep as soon as I treated his wounds. He's lucky he spends nights he's lucky he spends nights getting wasted on the streets instead of sleeping in a bed. That's enough out of you, Woody. Fine, I'll go check on him. Jessica, when you were outside welcoming the land ship yesterday, why do you come back all of a sudden? Actually, Woodrow, I was looking for you, but I saw the smoke coming from Leon's house, so I went there first. For me? What for? Ever since I got here, I've been worrying non-stop about the land ship's arrival. But that's your company. Ain't it a good thing? And now you've got an entire fortress of your buddies to take over any problems any problems y'all have been facing. I read that as Yule at first. But that doesn't mean Blacksteel being here will be good for the people of the plate. Nomadic platforms are expensive to build and an extremely scarce resource. So the government won't just discard them, they'll probably refurbish the plate, upgrading it and integrating it into a larger settlement. Still not seeing the downside. But they don't want the residents to stay, so they're doing everything they can to make them leave on their own. That's why the bank's here. They've recovered a lot of the falling platform's assets through loan contracts and risky ventures, and they've sent a lot of people to the frontier too. That's what I was saying earlier, where they were just suddenly saying, oh, you're now all bankrupt and we're collecting stuff from you. I said it then, it was like a business cutting costs and taking what they can. Methods like these are perfectly legal, there's nothing for us to object to. Are the people really going to take that though? And maybe they don't have a choice. You've been here longer than I have, so I'm sure you know better than I do. We still have a few tough nuts to crack. Which is why they've engaged a mercenary group like Blacksteel. And what about after your undoubtedly thorough investigation? Do you plan to keep the detainees at Fort Barren? I may as well ask you how you've dealt with them in the past. Who cares? We used to ship our guys like... Where did I get R? We used to ship guys like them off to the frontier. When we still had police. And we'll do the same. Thank you for doing all this for us. It's no big deal. Looking forward to our meeting tomorrow. Hold on. Could I make a small request? Could we have additional security deployed at the bank? No problem. I'll have my subordinates make any further arrangements. Right. See you tomorrow then. What do you think, Tiller? As we're getting our hands dirty again. And what else can they do? They're all respectable people who can't sully their reputations, so it's up to us mercs to be the bad guys. So how should we handle that last request from the bank? Did they suffer any damage last night? Just some obscene graffiti scrawled all over the building? Whatever. Emotional damage counts as damage too. Just dispatch some people familiar with the situation. The important thing for now is to figure out how to clear all these irrelevants off the board before the plate starts moving. So, your landship ain't here to tow the plate away, is it? Just rather. Helping the bank evict debtors and recover non-performing assets are both on the to-do list. As for the methods, I don't think they'll leave room for concessions. And what do you want me to do about it? Before I came here, someone asked me to bring a bullet to you. A bullet? Who? My boss, Cliff. And who's that? When I was looking for you that day, there was an open drawer with a photo inside. Cliff is the man who had his arm around your shoulder. So he changed his name, huh? And now he's your boss. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to look. But if you have a history with each other, then maybe you could have a word with him? I don't know. If there's anyone he'd listen to, it's you, right? I really don't have any other ideas. Jessica, I appreciate you helping out Leon, Helena, and who knows who else. But I just can't wrap my head around why you're being so stubborn about this. You're a merc. You've got no duty to us. You don't have to stick your nose into every little thing you see. back in Victoria, I sat back and just let things happen, and it ended horribly. That's foreboding, considering we haven't finished that arc yet. It was all my fault. Thanks for bringing me the bullet. I've been looking for it a long time now. You should get back to your friends first. Some things, all I can do is give it my best shot. But... Woody... The bed's empty, Woody. Did Leon get out? I ran into him this morning. He's off looking for Miles. Well, then, why didn't you tell me earlier? Let's just say I forgot. Sure. Come again? My apologies, sir, but this place has been sealed off and no one's allowed in or out. What do you mean no one's allowed in or out? I spent half my life here. Let me through. I'm sorry, sir. Hey, wait, what are you doing to me? This... Please forgive me, sir, but this is my job. Get your ass back here. Leon? Miles? I was just about to go in and looking for you. You were already after... Oh, you were right after that huge mess last night? I'm good, but... What's with the huge wound on your head? I ran into that gang of troublemakers yesterday, and we exchanged a few blows. Why aren't you in the tower? Those people barged in here after things quieted down, said Blacksteel will be taking over the maintenance work, and kindly escorted me out. They do anything to you? No. Let's get out of here first. Not exactly the best place to talk. There. And here. Okay, there we go. Leave the door open, Leon. We can have... Oh, we have to get back to the plan later. How can anyone get in there with their eyes all over the place? Wait, their eyes all over the place? Yeah. I know an abandoned path into the tower. Hasn't been used in years. Then let's get going. What's the rush? I need to fetch some tools to clear the road, among other things. Need any help? Don't bother. I got everything here. Let's go. There's so much dust in here. Just how long has this place been here? Did I say place or path? Path, sorry. It has to be at least 30 years since anyone last came through here. Who's there? You already called me over. There's no need to send an escort. Huh? Miles and Leon? What are you guys doing here? How'd you get them to let you in? Keep it down, Laura. We just want to take a look around. Won't be long. Fine. I'll let you know if the patrol comes around, but keep it quick. Lucky we ran into her, and not anyone else. Ugh. Are they going to ruin the plate? In a, we can't have it so no one can. Because if so, I am 110% down for that. What are you doing? There's already fuel in there, so why throw in more stuff to burn? Remember what happened in July? So many people finally caved in and signed agreements to go to the frontier? How could I forget? Well, the bank's been putting on the pressure again, and this time there's even more people talking about it. I asked a few families, and some of them are already waiting on frontier convoys. Others still want to hold on out here. but how long can they keep it up? Just get to the point, Miles. I'm planning to leave too, and no one needs the Davison mine no more. Even if they fix up the plate, no one's gonna care about us miners. Without jobs, we'll all end up leaving in disgrace anyhow. So, you know, come with me, Leon. Maybe you're right, but I still ain't leaving. Yep, that's the Leon I know. So, is this why you wanted to come out here? Just to tell me that? No, I came because I wanted to burn what needs burning, I guess, before I leave. Wait, but there's so many photos of people in that album. You plan on burning all those too? I ain't like you, Leon. I don't want to spend the rest of my life here. I figured you were just dead drunk when you said that last time. I had a notion of leaving this town even when I was young, but no way my parents could take care of all my younger siblings on their own. That's how I ended up stumbling into the mines in a stupor when I was 15. My eyes were scorched by that heat and sweat of the boiler room, while the older guys bossed me around. I hated every goddamn minute of it, but could only press on through clenched teeth while thinking about my family. And by the time I realized it, all I knew was taking care of the furnace. Didn't know any other way to live. You never told me all this. Leon, it hurt when Benny said he was leaving, but even then I felt he made the right choice. So this has been a long time coming. Yeah. I let him go before this plate ties him down. Maybe he can go to college. Ironforge City, Tremont, anywhere's fine as long as it ain't here. So you're saying I should be glad he got out in time? This land here has been squeezed dry, Leon, and those guys from the government are just gonna abandon it entirely, or scoop in new soil from elsewhere. To them, we're just old straw refusing to rot away, nothing but trouble. Wait, what's that? Why is there a photo of your family in there? Leon reflexively moves to stick his hand into the furnace, but the photo vanishes in a puff of blue smoke before he can even feel the heat. I bet he must have left that one in. I wasn't too careful when packing it all up. Sorry. It's fine. Don't know how I wanted to grab it in the first place. Wonder how long it'll take those blisters to heal without treatment or medicine. The flames in the furnace blaze brightly, and a few sparks sputter from within. They cool in the air and turn into smatters of specks of grey, falling onto the man's shoes. I absolutely hate burn blisters. Because not only are they blisters, which is already annoying and painful, they stay hot for ages. He sighs and he rubs the corners of his eyes, only to realise that the wetness that had been there has already dried up from the high temperature. Damn it, I thought he was going to overload the energy generator or something. Sir, this must be a misunderstanding. I stayed home all night yesterday. Please cooperate with us, ma'am. Sir, please, can't you talk to your superiors into being a little flexible? How can I leave for the frontier midwinter with a child in tow? It seems you do know where we're taking you, so please, just cooperate. We don't want to have to resort to force. No! Hey, what are you doing? And which squad are you from? Jessica, Department of Equipment and Applied Technologies, temporarily transferred to BPRS Lisquam Squad. Oh, so you're that little princess I've heard so much about. An honour to meet you. We're under orders to trace the source of last night's unrest. Locals with heavy debt are prime suspects. So that's where we're starting our investigation. That's not an investigation, you're already sending them out. That's not an investigation. Does your list include a single mum and with a child too? Just following orders. Besides, even if she's innocent, we still have to repossess her mortgage property. Repossess mortgage property. So this is why the boss had that word with me. Listen, I don't see what the boss has to do with this, but I do know you're hindering my work here. Don't you realise that you're doing the exact same thing as those gangsters you arrested? Orders, princess. Just following orders. Don't make me repeat myself. Reporting. I found a woman. Please, I'm begging you. Let that lady go. What? I said, let her go. We're not the same as you, princess. We need these paychecks to eat. Paychecks? Paychecks? Is your paycheck... No, I mean, I'm saying... I can pay you. What's this now? Bribery? Raytheon's little lady is actually trying to bribe me? Yes, I'm just a stupid little rich girl who throws money at all the problems, okay? Guess there's no need for professional integrity when you've got a family like that at your back. But me? I can only trade my conscience for a cash at Blacksteel. I'm glad you're so self-aware, but it really doesn't matter. Just stop making things so difficult for us lowly peasants. If you've got money to burn, why not head over to the bank and pay off all their debts? You... Easy there, princess. Take your finger off the trigger, yeah? I know you lost your head for a bit there, but we still have to act according to our stations. What? Jessica lowers her head to find that at some point her hand has moved to her holster. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. When she sees what is probably an expression of both weariness and disdain on the mercenary's face, she ends up swallowing her apology as she turns around to run towards the bank.
I've got this. I can do this.
Paramilitary Axeman. Every 2 seconds drains 1 energy from all nearby ground energies. Ground energies. So I'm assuming he gets more powerful because I'm guessing he gains energy, but he takes it from the others.
Everyone, let's play! Solid positioning.
Damn, he's one of those. Okay, so I actually need something more like this, I say. Oh, I don't like that. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to pull in that.
Can you do it?
Can I get away from me, please?
Yep, okay, yeah, definitely a resistance thing.
ドクターはいつだって僕の居場所を見つけてくれるんだ。ロックンロール。 つでもいいよ。手は打たれるべきだし、その執行人は必ず現れる。いつでもいいよ。
There we
手は
go.
打たれるべきだし、その執行人は必ず
And
現
that's
れる。
it. Okay, not bad. Why is someone still outside this late? Is that Jessica? What brings you here at this hour, miss? I have some business here. Let's talk inside, shall we? Die. Sorry, I mean, what's going on, Sylvia? Didn't I tell you to keep the door closed at night? Recently, those people from Blacksteel have been coming in. Ah, so it was you, miss. I'm not sure why you've paid us a visit at this hour, but how may I serve you? Don't chase them out. Chase them out? Who exactly? The residents with debt. Don't let the Blacksteel... don't let Blacksteel drive them out. Who's this coming from? Mr. Cliff? It's from me. Did I hear that right? If this is a joke, I'm not sure I get it. I'm serious. If you need someone to pay off their debts, then I'll pay it off for them. At least enough to let them stay through the winter. Sending them to the frontier now is no different than a death sentence. What holds sway in the bank are not the delusions of a mercenary, but honest-to-goodness gold certificates. I have the certs. This isn't a crazy fantasy. I can walk the walk and pay off their debts. I'm sorry, but the bank doesn't have time to indulge your nonsense. I'm the daughter of Burnley... Burnley? Really, Bernie Burnley? The CEO and largest shareholder of Raytheon Industries. Jessica freezes on the spot as soon as she finishes speaking. Ever since she joined Blacksteel, she has never once relied on her father or her family to handle any setbacks she's faced. Also, hello, Marty. So much for not wanting to use the family name yet. Desperate times, though. This was her one unwavering instance. She did not want any special treatment because of her family name. But she had just unleashed the name of her father, as well as the one that sits on the family crest. Burnley? Brinley. It's Brinley. Okay, it's not Burnley. Okay, that's not too bad then. You must be quite the big shot then, Miss Jessica Brinley. Spare me the sarcasm, man. Just give me the number. I can't give you an exact figure on the spot, but no matter. Sylvia is here, and she's always been good with numbers. What are you standing there for, Sylvia? Tell her. Miss, she's a child of the Brinley family. It should be a paltry sum to her. This isn't a good idea. Tell her, Sylvia. Currently, everyone's debt in Davison roughly totals to 276 million certs. If we calculate the interest until spring, the amount you'll need to pay is roughly... how much? 28,450,000 gold certs. 28 million? A small price for 3 months of peace and stability on the plate, no? At a loss for words, Miss Brinley? I don't have that much money on hand right now, but I can make the arrangements. 28,450,000. So even a trust fund heiress can't withdraw that much money in one go. I've learned something new today. I know. Jessica. Sylvia, You're not from Daveston. There's really no need to do this for our sake. Listen to me. You should just leave. Even if you have enough for this time. Could you afford the next one? Or the one after that? Jessica's lips tremble as she fails to let even a single word out. She knows Sylvia is not being wry, but just stating the facts. The long string of numbers in her account can assure a carefree lifetime for her, but isn't enough to guarantee even a month's stability for the people on this plate. She thinks back to her father's earnest reminders to always act within her means, and to weigh the pros and cons before doing so. But she never learned to, and thus has no achievements to her name. Sir, are you in there? Yes, what's the matter? He's here. Is it a good time for you to meet? Sir? Yes, I heard you. Bring him in. Jessica? Ain't you supposed to be back on the Blacksteel land ship? Helena, is Woodrow back yet? No, he said he went out to see an old friend, and isn't back yet. You don't look so good. What's wrong? Did something happen to Woody? No, he must have gone to our land ship to meet the boss. They're old friends, so maybe he can change his mind. The boss of Blacksteel? You never told me you knew a big shot like that. Doesn't he have a photo of him with some other Sancta? Photo? That rings a bell, but ain't it always locked away in his drawer? How do you manage to look? That's not important. What's important is that the three in the photo were all smiles, right? Are you sure Woody went to look for the man in the photo? So you do know something about them. I don't know much about Woody's time in the Revolutionary War, and even less about the people in that photo. But back then, it was your boss who made the choice that led to Woody and the other man getting captured by the enemy and locked up in Camp Collis. I'm assuming by Revolutionary War they mean against Victoria. Is that an internment camp? You didn't know? Well, it's ancient history. No official would ever bring it up, so of course you young'uns wouldn't know about it. Yes, there is. It was a POW camp built by the Victorian Army during the Columbian Revolutionary War. And what went on in there was appalling. I'm talking torture. Torture? Yeah, for about 10 that went in, only one made out. Made it out, not made out. So Jessica, who'd ever call someone who left them to rot in a place like that an old friend? Jessica recalls the brown identification document. She suddenly realizes that the document's colors was not just a random shade of brown, but the color of dried blood. Sir, are you there? Yes, what's the matter? He's here, sir. Is it a good time for you to meet? And suddenly I don't feel so bad about Sarkaz going through Victoria. No, they can still rot. Doesn't matter what military or government do, the moment you mess around with people, your rights are gone. in my opinion. He's here, sir. Is it a good time for you to meet? Yes, just bring him in. Somber mercenary. May I sit? Of course. We have chairs, Woody. Sorry, I got used to sitting on the ground these past 2 years. I forgot I can sit on chairs without getting beat up. This is before. This is about... That isn't now, that's... There it is, yeah. Autumn 1019, Columbia. Where did I get black from? Camp Collis. Where did I get black from? Damn. That's what they look like. Calling me here. Got something to say to me? I figured you'd be the one looking for questions for me. One full of questions for me, rather. Where did I get looking from? Oh my god, I'm so bad at reading today. No, just the one. Why didn't you back me up 3 years ago? The situation changed after you left. Once the enemy encirclement suddenly tightened around our right flank, I had no choice but to abandon the original rescue plan and conserve our forces. You're going to write that off with just that understatement. You devised a rescue plan, sent me as a decoy, and in the end you didn't even rescue him. The circumstances compelled me to take responsibility for my men. Don't give me that. With a face like that, you don't care. Well, with a face like you don't care. There we go. Jesus. Why are you so obsessed with my expressions, Woody? You've been scrutinizing my face since the moment I stepped in. Wait, was that I or you? Yeah, it was I. Since when did Sancta ever need to pay attention to body language? What's going on, Woody? It became a habit after he passed. After all, ain't no other Sancta in here. When did he die? The document only has one dead stamped in here, and the rest aren't even recorded. I can't remember the details. Didn't have a calendar or a watch. Probably last year, early spring, no, summer. I saw a pansy outside the barbed wired fence that day. What happened? At first, he was burning hot. He was mumbling non-stop, eyes wide open, and he was grabbing my sleeve like a lifeline, like he wanted to tell me something. So I moved closer to make out what he was trying to say. What was it? Dunno. Didn't hear. He let go of my sleeve, his eyes still open, pupils all dilated. Pitch black. Like they could suck in everything around him. Woody. So why didn't you come? The man turns his head, and with a blank stare returns the mercenary's gaze. The back of his pupils incessantly spreads, circulates and rotates, as if trying to swallow up everything in his surroundings. As the mercenary faces the other man's glare, he feels as if a hook has extended from out of nowhere, piercing through his ankle and relentlessly dragging him back into that black vortex. So, what do I call you now? Heard you go by a different name. Anything's fine. I was expecting you sooner, Woody. After what happened last night, I had so many things on my plate and so many friends to help out. If you need any help, you can always let me know, be it cash or manpower. Thanks, Cliff, but no thanks. Help is only help when it's on time, but coming from you, it's always overdue. Right, always best to get things done in a timely manner. So what are you doing here? Can't an old friend start with a how do you do? It's not as simple as old friends between us. What made you think we'd be acting like friends when we saw each other again? Then what would you rather be treated as? Anything else, really? No need for sarcasm, Woody. I don't even see the point anymore. We're old now. Our hair's gone full white. This past decade, I've seen my friends getting one health problem after another, and been attending funeral after funeral. Just meeting one that's still alive is hard enough. You lived so far away, and I doubt I'll ever see your obituary in the papers. So I came to see you personally. You shouldn't have bothered. Ain't no place for you here in my... Ain't no place for you at my funeral anyhow. That's a real shame, Woody. Didn't we make that pact to speak at each other's funerals all those years ago? I'm sure plenty of others would be happy for you to speak at theirs. But mine, just forget about it. I hope you're not thinking I'm a fan of funerals. I only attended them because it's my old buddies in the coffins. And where do you sit among the friends and family? Rarely, unless their relatives ask me to. I usually stand back and watch the whole thing from a distance. Why? Afraid you can't bear the pain? Pain is a relatively private experience for the other races. My best guess is that we can only deal with it on our own. Enough playing like we're friends, alright? I'll put it bluntly for you. I buried him on the hillside behind the POW camp. Have you ever visited him? Unfortunately, no, I haven't found the time. You haven't changed a bit. This must be rather awkward with the Sancta empathy right now. Honestly, I can't even imagine. I mean, I can't imagine what the Sancta empathy would be like anyway. I've discussed this before, but... Oh! Like, these sorts of conversations are definitely far worse when you can already feel the way the other person is feeling. And hell, I'm a pathetic little bitch. Just seeing someone upset makes me upset. Imagining being able to actually feel it? Yeah, no. So why would Woody go looking for him? It's my fault. I asked him to. What? You... I thought... On account of their past friendship, maybe my voice would be more... lenient on anyone here. How could you be so naive, Jessica? Woody, I... Forget it. Now that it's come to this, I don't need to hide it from you. I'm planning to leave this place and head to the frontier. You too? Yeah, my regulars are all getting sent off one after the other, and only us old folks are left. What's the point in keeping this diner open? Hey, you know, you could open up a diner in this landship. Not the landship that's parked outside, but there's a better landship elsewhere. Besides, just look at the holes in my walls. After last night's fighting, I don't have it in me to patch them up anymore. I've invested so much into this place, so many years into this place, rather. And enough is enough. Sorry, I'm so sorry. What are you apologizing for, Jessica? Because I didn't do anything. Nothing at all. Sorry, I really am. Don't blame yourself. You're the last person who should be doing that. You're an outsider and the plate was on its last legs. Just get back to your friends. You have your own life to live. No need to work yourself to the bone on our account. And the check you gave me back then, take it back. But that's the only thing I can do for you. Take it. When do you plan to leave, Helena? Not too soon, I reckon. Still have to say my proper goodbyes and all. After all, rather, not an all. Jessica shuts the restaurant door behind her and stands in a daze on the doorstep, the check balled up in her fist. She suddenly lets loose a kick on a pile of snow by the road. Where'd I get round? Ugh. Sprinkling flakes of white down onto her head and wetting her hair. Some land on her forehead, cooling her burning heat. She retrieves the tape recorder from her bag and begins to rewinding it, playing back the recording she has heard so many times. But you're just a naive little heiress. What can you even do? This thought fills her mind, and she walks slowly back towards the giant black landship. Why is the landship black? Isn't that like the worst colour to use, especially with the barren environment being mostly desert-like? Anyone hear that? Save us. Those sarcas suddenly climbed up the plate. Many people are dead, and the rest of us are hiding in the basement of City Hall. We tried to contact Londinium's garrisons. Oh, so this is at the beginning. But no one's replied. No one at all. I don't care who it is, but if you can hear this message, please help us. You're our only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. Why do I even want to be a mercenary? I can't save other people's lives, or even their livelihoods. Where have you been all day, Jessica? We couldn't get in touch. It's nothing. I just went for a walk. What happened? Captain, I really have no idea why we're doing this mission. Did you see something? I saw our colleagues evicting debt-saddled residents from their homes and putting them on convoys bound for the frontier. Huh? Hey, teacher's pet, now's not the time to be staring at your communicator. Did you even hear what she said? I did. And I have news even more absurd than that. Orders from above. We'll be in charge of security at the bank. We have to stand watch 24/7, and it's up to us to figure out our shift rotation. What? Working security for the bank? Correct. Huh. This is so goddamn ridiculous. Jessica, you... Of course you leave it there. You bastard. And that's also unfortunate, because I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave this here. I was hoping for the F word there. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't actually progress as much as I hoped, but oh well. In CN script, it was a harsher swearing word. Really? That's curious. Normally, the translations end up being harsher. But anyway, yeah. Just when you reach the farming stage, God, yeah. Oh, let me have a look at this one. Easy enough. 2 things. There's not even any heating stuff. But yeah. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'll leave this here, and then the next stream I do, the next Arknights stream I do will be finishing up, even if it's a longer stream. Also have fun with the farming stage, yeah. Just so you know, Dick was said in the event. Oh really? Interesting. In case I'm MIA? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure the next time I'm going to stream Arknights. It's going to have to be soon because there's only 6 days left, so I'm actually kind of a bit close. But I do also plan on streaming some Valhalla some point. CV8 is tricky, prepared for a long stream. Okay. But yeah, so I'm also planning on going back to Valhalla at some point this week as well. And I want to start... this is going to sound weird, and it's probably going to surprise quite a few people here. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. The space one. I kind of want to go and do a campaign of that. So those are the 2 other games I plan on streaming around this week. But I also need to finish off this game as well, so that will have to be happening throughout the week as well. It needs some aggression vent, yeah. We're going to have to pre-chapter 13. We're going to have a lot of time after this week. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the general idea. I'm not entirely sure what days will be which yet, so I've kind of left it a bit meh, but still. You know how every main story has a long preparation time? Yeah. Dead Weeks, yeah. That happened before, didn't it, with when Chapter 12 was coming out? Yeah, so that's I guess that's definitely going to be a thing. Yes, right, yeah. I vaguely remember it, but I think around that time as well, I was also taking a bit of a break from Arknights anyway, so I don't think I noticed. Well, I mean, I noticed it. I saw that there wasn't much going on, because otherwise if there was an event I would have gone and done it, but I remember sort of having like a few breaks every now and then, and I think that was one of them, so it didn't impact me as much. But yeah, so that's the general idea. So Valorant, Call of Duty, this game, and then I think I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I think I might go back into Code Vein the week after. It depends. I do plan on finishing Valhalla, and I think I'll do Code Vein after that. So that's pretty much my idea. But that's all in the future. Anyway, for now though, thank you guys so much for hanging around. It's been fun, and I am liking how this story is going. Even if it is really annoying me. 24-hour solitaire stream, that would be funny, not gonna lie. Oh, Code Vein lived. Yeah, so I stopped playing it for quite a while. And then kind of forgot about the game, but I want to bring it back. I want to continue it. And I think I have the saved somewhere, so I should be able to just go straight back into it. Story event wise, it's chapter 13, then Il Silokazano re-1, and then the Villingstrom in Herbst. Okay, interesting. Well, I won't do Silokazano because I already did that one, so there's no need to stream that. So I'm fine with that. So I'm guessing Villingstrom. Is that the I'm guessing that's the Life Anion event, the new Life Anion event. The one with I don't know his name, but he has a song and it's a really cool song. But yeah. Yes, okay. Alright, well that's definitely something to look forward to in the future then. And yes, the next stage name is another one movie rather. How about an actual movie night? Though some of these movie synopses are rather messed up. Interesting, yeah. Arturia, Viviana, Lessing. Yes, Lessing was the one that I was thinking of. Oh yeah, and of course Viviana, yeah. She's in that one. I forgot that she's got a banner. But anyway, yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself now. That's quite a bit into the future at least. Until then though, thank you guys so much for hanging around. And I shall see you all the next time. Bye bye.